Hey guys, this is Locke. Today I'm going to be going over some of the losses in my class match. I actually had five losses, and the very first one was because I um, forgot to change the passives on one of my quickeners, which messed up the entire team and it fell apart. It was my very first loss, the very first class match that I had. And I actually didn't even record it. I think I forgot to record that one. And my second one was also early on in class match. I think it was on day two, and it was a loss because I made some like silly dumb mistakes, and that loss got overwritten. But I have three other losses that I did catch, and I wanted to share them with you. So this video has three different losses, but the third one is not really a loss, but I count it as a loss. You'll see when you get there. And there was a loss that I shared on the previous video as well that I didn't repeat here, but those are my five losses. So two losses here, one loss in my other video, and two that is unrecorded. Anyway, so for this team, I am facing a double gunner team with Ketone, and I kind of already knew how to attack this team because I had already thought about it. So I knew Nivelu was going to be my first priority because Federica might reflex. Now I'm making sure that I have wherever I am standing, I can still hit Federica on the next quicken when it goes off. So I attack Nivelu, that goes well. Now here, it just turns out a lot of like lucky events for my opponent. So first of all, he reflexed, and there was like a 15% chance of that. So I was like, okay, fine, that happens. Hopefully he doesn't one shot my Garvel. That was the thought process there. But it just happens, and you kind of have to deal with it, right? So what happened next, I did not expect, to be honest, because he used Ketone's limit burst, and Garvel has 50% stop resist. So he had like a 33% chance to hit that stop, and he did. So sometimes like you just can't help it. Like sometimes games are just decided by luck. I think. I mean, not to discount my opponent. My opponent is very good. We have faced many times in different game modes, and sometimes I win, sometimes he wins. Uh, not to say that like he played badly or it was only because of luck he won, but luck was a factor, and it is a factor in many games. And in this game, it just so happened that luck favored him. But at the same time, my Nivlu also gets every single hit that she does on Ketone, and she only has a 67% chance to land the hit. So luck favored me as well in some ways too, right? Because I could have just missed that, and the match might even have ended earlier for me. So anyway, um, it was a bit difficult here because like I don't if usually if I take out an enemy's quickener, I usually win the match. But in this matchup, because my opponent has ranged units, so he has a long range to reach me from, and on top of that, he also has the +1 move, +1 jump passive on Frederica. So it makes it really difficult to to stay far back away while still hitting Federica. So I don't really have much good options here. I decided to first of all take out that Ketone because she's probably going to do a lot of damage if she gets close enough, because she's an Earth type. So I'm able to land that 67% hit chance and take it out. And now all I have to do really to win is to stay away. But that's really hard because Federica has such a long range. And I at some point I knew I would lose, and I didn't really see much options I have here. Like I knew that my target had worn off, and I figured I'd probably need as much range as I can to deal with Federica. I was trying to get a double turn between by using hastes and quicken, but the timings just didn't work out, and I ended up losing. Uh, so here was the key moment that I kind of knew I lost because I when I saw that he only moved two spaces, I realized the very next turn that he would take, he would probably be in range to barrage at least my shell, and I could move one of them back, but I could only move one, and whoever is left over, he would just one shot. And here, again, I don't know. Maybe if I instead of using target, maybe if I just stood still, I would have been able to get a double turn. I don't know. I don't think so really, but it just goes to show that I didn't really have much options here. Uh, I lost. I can't one shot him. He can one shot me, and that is by design, right? Like I'm not using any missile cards on my Federica. Sorry, not my Federica. Missile attack up cards on my Nivlu. So I didn't expect her to be able to fun shot Frederica. So I didn't really have much to do at that point. So I will let this continue on, but really there isn't anything more to say. But GG, it was a good game. Sometimes matches are decided by luck, and that's what it is, right? So in this match, I think it's really silly. He used this cheese blade combo. As you can see, there isn't really much I can do. Like, people have said that, okay, maybe if you start on the far right, maybe you can avoid getting all three of your units killed. That's fine, but any of my remaining one unit is not going to be able to take out like a 120 Kiza. So, like, not just a 120 Kiza, but isn't going to be able to take out a 120 Kiza and a 120 Stern? And other people have said, oh, maybe if you use an evade team, you can beat this combo. But as you saw, his Kiza used Xmas, Christmas Venera's TMR, which which provides 70 additional accuracy. So even then, that's a very high accuracy, and it's really hard to withstand that evade. And as you can see, like, that was just a quick match. It was like 45 seconds. It wasn't even like sped up. 45 seconds and it's done. So, um, anyway, so this match, I actually ended up winning this match, but I don't know if I really would have if my opponent didn't decide to sacrifice himself. Um, so I kind of counted as a loss. So I thought I would show it off anyway because I'm not 100% sure I would have actually won if he didn't decide to just kind of give it to me at the end. You'll see how it goes. So I've already kind of decided what I would do. Again, I would try to take out the quickeners, but because he has double, like, two quickeners, and I can't really kill Gilgamesh on one shot, it becomes a bit more difficult. I think I still played pretty badly anyway, because I think maybe I should have tried slowly chipping away at Gilgamesh. He doesn't really have any way to heal, but his Agrius with Confuse makes it harder. So status effects is difficult to deal with because if my Garvel gets confused and decides to auto attack my Quickeners, I would probably lose as well. So because, like, my team is not built for defense at all, and Garvel has such a high attack by design, so I decided to just play it safe here and decide to use my Nivlu to rain debuffs. And in one way, like, you can kind of see how difficult it is for my opponent to get across. He has one quickener though, so he can at least move up 4 spaces with quicken. But imagine he didn't have a quickener. Like, you can see how difficult this would be just to get across this section. Um, and this is the same with, like, a lot of the new units that are out, like Titus, like Aron, uh, um, what others are there? I think those are the two main ones that I've seen. Gilgamesh too, to some extent. I mean, he can quicken somebody, but if there's nobody else that's a quickener on his team, he can only move up 2 spaces. Maybe, like, he can have the jump one passive to make it a little bit easier to get across, but still, like, it's difficult. Yeah, you'll see that after a while. But anyway, it's not going to be much commentary for me, so I'm just going to explain what happens later on. I end up making a lot of bad mistakes and positioning errors, letting my opponent kill 2 units at a time. His Gilgamesh had already taken some damage, so at the end there, I'm not sure if he landed on a crystal, if he would have healed to full HP or not. I assumed he would not, and so I took that chance and ran away. But my opponent knew that I was, within range of getting to top 10. So he decided that he would just, like, attack himself, and because he didn't want to draw, because if he drew, we would both lose anyway. So, thank you for that. I appreciate that, but you really didn't have to do that at the same time either, because, like, I am trying to reach for top 10. By the way, I failed. I ended up at rank 11, but it was close enough. Um, but like, it's not that important to me that I don't want people to mess up their streaks or lose purposefully so that I maintain my rank. I never want to do that or encourage anybody to do that. For me anyway, like, if you want to do it for other players and they want that, then like, that's your decision. But I mean, thank you for doing it. But you don't have to. Is what I want to say. Um, that's it for me. Those are all the comments. I'll let this video play out if you want to see the conclusion of this match. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. There's a lot to learn also from your mistakes as well. So and somebody also requested to see what my mistakes would look like, what my losses would look like. So that's why I wanted to show this video. Hope it helps you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.